Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this live broadcast today. I have been away for a while. It has been a while since I did my last broadcast. And in this video, I just want us to talk about doing business in Kenya today as we speak. How has it been for you? How is it doing business in Kenya today? And how is your business taking you in this year of 2026 or in this month of March 2026, not 2023, 2026. So to give you a bit of a background about myself, my name is Cheptiony Mutai. If you're new on my channel today, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also take time to visit my website. The website address is in the description below here. And also, if you need anything regarding, if you would like to contact me regarding to anything or any information that I share on this live broadcast, you can reach out to me using the website address that I have on the description below here. So let's talk about doing business in Kenya in 2026. So a lot has changed. I registered my first business in the year 2009 here in Nairobi, Kenya. And my first business was called Chap Chap Entertainment Media Africa. So it was called Chap Chap Entertainment. Then later I upgraded it to a limited company called Chap Chap Entertainment Media Africa. Then I later did a lot of things. So I apologize for the silence. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this live broadcast. My name is Cheptiony Mutai. If you're new on this channel, I encourage you to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I just want to make sure that I'm audible. If you don't hear my voice, if you don't hear anything that I'm saying here, you can let me know in the chat section below here. So I just want us to talk about doing business in Kenya in 2023. Do you own a business first? Answer this question here. Do you own a business in Kenya? Then the second question is, how is it doing business in the year 2026, especially in this month of March 2026? How is it doing business today? Let's share in the chat section below. If you're new on this channel, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I just want to set up the base of this discussion today. I just want to share my background. I registered my first business in the year 2009, and the name of the business was Chap Chap Entertainment, just Chap Chap Entertainment. My target audience was to create entertaining videos in terms of drama, music, and other, and then organize events at the same time where musicians could perform their music live in various locations across the southern Rift Valley. And it was successful actually. The first year that was, when I registered this business, the first business that was Chap Chap Entertainment Media Africa, that was Chap Chap Entertainment, which later I changed it to Chap Chap Entertainment Media Africa, was it was successful actually. I was in the second year in my college at the time I registered the company. That was back in the year 2009. And I operated Chap Chap Entertainment from 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13. And during that time, I produced music for Kalenjin musicians in Southern Rift Valley. Secondly, I organized events where musicians could perform their music in an hotel or in a location as a live band. But over time, I learned this process was very expensive. One of the biggest challenge when it comes to music production, especially to vernacular musicians at that time, that was back in the year 2010, 2011, 2012, was financial challenges that the musicians would have. A musician would come to me, then ask me to produce their music, then negotiate with the idea that I just produce the music for them for free. That was music video. They come with the audio, I produce the music video for them. Then the negotiation was, once I produced them their music video, they would go and sell the music video that was produced in CDs. They would distribute in hotels. And so once they make the money, once they make income from selling the CDs, they'll bring me the money now and pay me. And I tried that for a couple of musicians, and I realized that it was really a very big loss that I was making in the business. One was that once the musician got their CD ready, and then I got them, say, 100 copies of the same music, then probably maybe they paid 5K or 10,000 Kenya shillings and said probably they'll pay back the rest of the balance once they sell the music. What happened is that once they got the master CD, they would go and never come back to me again. That means any agreement that we made with them regarding to their music video that I produced for them was a big loss to me. So I carried that burden of producing the music. So in the year 2013, I realized that the cost of doing the music production, organizing events for these musicians to perform their music in a live band, was a total loss. People would say that maybe after selling the tickets, after doing everything for these events, you would make profit, and I agree with them, depending on how much budget you spend in advertising for the event, for people to come and entertain themselves in the location that you have chosen for the musicians to come and perform. But one of the big challenges for me was, first, I was financing these events using my own savings. And imagine you are in college and then you're using money, probably. I used to freelance. So apologies for the problem. I don't know what happened here. My live broadcast just disappeared, but I'm back. So I was talking about musicians not paying for their music, then events also, me using my own savings to organize these events. And I would approach some, probably the hotel where the musician would perform their music. I would talk to them and they would give me some money. Maybe they would agree that they'll pay. For example, if we agree with the musicians, with a musician, that I'll pay them, for example, 25,000 to come and perform in a location that I choose, the hotel will give me half of the money, because also at the end of the day, they will make sales during the event. So assuming that I used to get people coming, attending these events of, I think the highest I have got people to come to attend an event, a music event in those days, in the year 2010, 2011, was 200 people paying for the entry ticket. So 200 people at 200 shillings, that was 40,000 Kenya shillings. I paid the musician 25K. 25K, the hotel pays actually half of the money. So that means I pay 12,500 for the musician to come and perform in the location. And then at the same time, I would pay for posters to be put around the town where the musician would perform the music. Then also sometimes I would organize for the musician to come to one of the vernacular music stations to be interviewed, purposely with the view that they would advertise the event they will be performing at during that week. So those are the things, but the challenges was many a times was that the musician would request for the full amount of performance money before the event. Then one of the issues was they would make the event so difficult for you by trying to delay coming to the location. And at the end of the day, in some of the occasion, they would tell you that they have gotten a new event somewhere else, which is paying more money. And unfortunately, they would like to cancel the event that you've booked for after paying them the full amount. And now the problem came in, assuming that you agree that you cancel the event, they are not coming again, and because they want more money, or you agree with them to pay them more money, in case you request them, you request them to refund you the money. That was where the problem will come in. They would not pay you back the money. You will just, it will be chaos to get them back, to get back the money. So in the year 2013, I decided to to pivot to corporate organization, to pivot to producing content for corporate organizations. So my target audience in the year 2013, now I had graduated from college and I was 3 years in the field. And that was the time I upgraded the organization, the company, to the business to Chap Chap Entertainment Media Africa. And I looked for corporate organizations to do for them videos. Through the tendering process, I used friends and family to look for these opportunities to do corporate content or corporate coverage for different organizations, even government organizations. So in the year 2013, at the same time, I found out a new opportunity in the online space. There was a growing trend and a growing demand for explainer video content in the online space. There were growing demand for screencast how-to video tutorials in the online space. And I decided that I would need to register another business to serve this to serve this audience in the online space. That is when I registered now the current company, that is TechTube Video Studio, as a business name. So that was in 2013. So In 2013, I had two businesses. The first one was ChapChap Entertainment Media Africa. Then the second business was TechTube Video Studio. Then fast forward in the year 2020, I decided to close ChapChap Entertainment. By the time I closed ChapChap Entertainment, I had changed the name of the company from ChapChap Entertainment to Trendline Network Limited. I had changed the name of the company from ChapChap Entertainment Media Africa to Trendline Network Limited, so that I can people can feel the professionalism in the name. Because when you say ChapChap Entertainment, I realized that many people would ask me, what kind of entertainment services are you offering? And that was a problem in the market. So I changed the name to Trendline Network Limited, and in the year 2020, based on the income that was earning, I compared TechTube Video Studio with Trendline Network Limited, and I decided that I have to close one of the companies to focus on this TechTube Video Studio, because the demand was growing and the demand was very, like, the level of flexibility this demand required was not that much, actually, was actually things that I could do it and I could work from home. The beauty about opportunities that I got with TechTube Video Studio is the ability to work from home. I was looking for flexibility to work anywhere freely, and I found it through TechTube Video Studio. I was looking for an ability to, maybe when I travel a country to my village, and when I am with my family, I could still work and earn money from my skills in the industry, in the design and media industry. So income that was coming from TechTube Studio and income that was coming from Trendline Network Limited was actually, I can say, so different. So TechTube was on the higher side, and Trendline Network Limited was on the other, was on the lower side. So I closed Trendline Network Limited, and that is why today, as we speak, I own a company called TechTube Video Studio Limited. That is my company, and you can see the business on the URL in the description area below here. You can click on the description on this video, and you will be able to see the business, that is the URL or the website, the website address for this business that I'm talking about, that is TechTube Video Studio. So today, I just want us to talk about doing business in Kenya. How is it doing business in Kenya today as we speak? How is doing business in Kenya as we speak today? I see 4 people have voted. We have 75% of you are saying, yeah, you don't own any business, and 25% are saying you own a business. That means one person is owning a business in this live broadcast. So let's talk about the basic things that you need to know about owning a business here in Kenya. The first one is to have a legal business. You need to register a name. To have a legal business here in Kenya, you need to register a name. And you can do this on the portal that is online, that is brs.ecitizen.go.ke. Or you can simply go to eCitizen, then look for BRS, that is Business Registration Portal, then register your business name. That is the first thing that you need to do. Because if you do business, if you're a consultant, if you're a freelancer, if you're someone working or offering services to different people and you are doing good job, they will ask you to invoice them using your business name. Some others will ask you to invoice them using probably your personal details or your personal name. But to operate professionally, you need a business, and that is when you register a business name. Now, the second thing, depending on what you're doing, if you're offering services, you can start operating your business from home. Then now you can look for an office where you will be operating. Then depending on the capital that you raise from that business that you're operating, because you need to operate the business whereby what you earn from your business is what you will use to grow the business, and not the other way around. Most of the people will take a loan to start a business, and that is not logical unless now you are very sure that your business will pick up faster and quickly. But if you're not sure of the market or how the market will respond to your services or to your products, it is very important that you start your business fast with your own idea. Sell your idea. Try to sell the idea, or if you have savings, you can use the savings now to buy products or to set up the services that you're offering, in order that you can have a portfolio of things that you are doing or the goods that you are selling to the market. Until today, I don't believe in hiring an office or renting an office space for your business when the business is not making you any money. Renting an office business means that is an extra expense that you could have used in marketing your company. I know sometimes organization or business would ask you, where are your offices? Where is your business offices? But that is a question that you need probably to answer them, that you are starting up. You need to be honest with them. Tell them you're starting up, you are looking for capital, and that is why you're looking for business with them. And if they give you that business, you will be able to get an office for yourself and operate from a physical location if that is very important to the client, or if that requirement is important to the client. But when starting up business in Kenya, you don't actually, for myself, this is my own recommendation, you don't need any physical office first. You can operate from your home so long as you have a location or a home in Nairobi, Kenya. So that with that said, to operate legally, once you register a business name, second thing that you need to do is to open a bank account. And that is where I have found that there is a huge issue, or there is a huge problem opening a business account today compared to the time I was opening my bank account. Depending on the bank that you will go, they'll request you to provide many things, especially if your business was registered many years ago. If you register a business today, I advise you to avoid many problems with your bank or with the bank that you choose to open a bank account. I advise you that once you register your business, go directly at that time. For example, you register your business in this month of March. I advise you to go to the bank directly once you have the registration certificate. If it's a business name or if it's a company, take that registration certificate with CR12. CR12 is what shows the directors of the company to the bank, and they'll request other things regarding to the company, but you go directly to the bank and try to request them to open an account. and you'll have no problem because they'll see that the company was registered probably in the month of March. You have not done any business with any organization. You're still looking for business. You're starting up, and then not request you many documentation. But if you stay, probably say you stay for more than a year, you stay for more than 6 months, then go to the bank now and you want to open, let's say you register a business today, you do nothing with the business, then now 6 months later or 1 year later, you go to the bank and you want to open a bank account. You will experience a lot of problems because the bank will request you first, are you a member of a professional organization? For example, if you are in tourism industry, they'll request that you provide professional document to show that you are regulated by the tourism industry or the industry that your business is operating from. They will also ask you to provide business permit because you've been in business for 6 months. How comes that you don't have a business permit or a location where your business is located in? Some banks will want or may visit your office or visit you in the location that you say your office is. In the location you say your business is located in. So those are the things. To avoid those problems, just register the business, then directly, don't wait, go open a bank account that is linked to your business. Then from there now you can start operation. But now if your business, if you have huge or if you have a demand for the services or for the products that you're selling in your business, I advise you that you don't wait. Use the capital that you already have to look for an office or a business premise where you'll be operating from. Then rent that location. Then now move forward and get a business operation license for your business. And that is the most important thing. Once you have the business operations, I forgot something. I forgot to mention something. Once you register the company or the business that you want to register, the next thing that you need to do, is to get a tax PIN for that business. If it's a sole proprietorship, you can use your personal PIN in operating that business. When I say personal PIN, I mean your personal Kenya Revenue Authority PIN. But if you have registered a limited company, as your business, you will need a company personal PIN or company PIN to operate that business. And this one, the bank will request you to furnish them with this requirement or to provide them with a tax PIN in order for them to help you, in order that they may help you open the bank account. And this is something critical that I forgot when I was talking about operating a business in Kenya today. But make sure now, the problem with Kenya Revenue Authority is that you need to the problem with the Kenya Revenue Authority, if you don't look keenly on the obligations that you select, you can it may land you into problems during the operation of the business. For example, if you choose value added tax as one of the obligations in your company tax PIN, later, if you don't file returns every month to declare your sales, and file return for the sales every month, you will be penalized 10,000 Kenya shillings every month. Secondly, if you have registered a limited company, you will also be required, apart from filing the VAT returns every month, you will be required to file a company income tax. And today, unlike before, where all taxes would actually be what do you say, calculated from the month of January to December. If you register your company in the month of March, it means that your year will be starting from March to next year, February 28th. And you'll be required now to file returns during this period, like from March to February. So next year from February, and then you'll have 6 months to file your return between February and then July there. So those are things that are very important for you to know, not to be penalized. Now, if you get yourself in this situation where you have penalties with Kenya Revenue Authority, be ready to wait. Be ready to wait. That is the problems that we are going through right now. These are things that needs to be addressed. KRA needs to be serious with their in how they address their customers, in how they address issues that customers brings to them to be resolved. Because if they don't, it is very, it will cost the customer a lot of opportunities. Now, today, if you don't have a compliance certificate and you're looking for government tender or a corporate tender, I'm sorry to say this, you'll not get that tender because you don't have the right documentation in your business. So what do? Make sure that your business is compliant, and also resolving issues regarding surrounding the tax issue, the tax man. It is another thing that needs to be addressed in this country, and those are the things that I think are the challenges today that is holding us back. Doing business has become so difficult, and the taxman is interested in your own money. They are not interested in you getting more business so that you can pay the tax they need. They just want you to pay first whatever that you have to remain compliant, even if you have valid reasons why the penalties should be removed in your account. They don't care. So I just want to advise you, if you are a new entrepreneur, if you are a new person in the business, make sure you be filing your returns on time. Make sure that you file your income tax on return so that you don't get into problems with compliance, because compliance can cost you everything in the business. It can cost you getting a new business, because some of the things which they call mandatory requirements. Some of the mandatory requirements in business is to have a tax compliance certificate in order to get a tender with government, in order to get business with corporate organizations. You need to provide a tax compliance certificate. Now let's go to the new system by government, the one called electronic government portal, something, procurement, electronic, I don't know, EGB. Let's go to EGB. Let's talk about EGB. On EGB, you can be eliminated easily from applying any tender that you want, or the tender that you want, because you don't have the mandatory required documents in order to qualify for that tender. It doesn't matter if you have the skills that they need. It doesn't matter if you have the knowledge that they need. So long as you don't have these mandatory requirements that they have put forward, you'll not be able to apply for any tender. So in this case, I just want to advise someone out there who is starting a business or who is in business. Have you experienced, let me ask a question first before I give any advice. Have you experienced any problem doing business this year or last year in doing business in Kenya? Despite the government saying that they'll help you young people get jobs, they'll help young people start business, they'll help young people, they'll create jobs for young people. What are like the requirements that you need to get that job that they are saying they are giving to you, the opportunities that they are talking about that they will give you? What are the chances of getting those opportunities? That is a question. What are the chances of getting these opportunities that the government of Kenya is saying that they'll give you, they'll create job opportunities, they'll create, they'll help young people to start businesses, they'll help young people succeed in their businesses if they are stuck. But now we have gatekeepers in the government. We have gatekeepers in the market space. And who are these gatekeepers? The first one is Kenya Revenue Authority. If you have an issue with Kenya Revenue Authority and the issue is valid, you have valid reasons to prove that the problem that you're having with them is legitimate. They don't want to listen to you. They are interested in you paying the money in which that it's invalid. Actually, for example, erroneous penalties, they don't want to listen to that issue. I've been having an issue for more than a year, for more than 1 year in business, and for more than a year in business, for more than a year in my business tax pin, and the issue has stalled because these people, they don't feel confident in resolving that matter. They feel that they'll be fired or something bad will happen to them if they help me resolve the issue, which is legit. So I just want to say that doing business in Kenya today requires someone who is positive-minded, requires a lot of resilience, because no business is guaranteed. After doing all the things that I've talked about, registering the business, getting a permit, looking for, if I'm talking about someone who is depending on TIN, or I'm talking to someone who actually will register a business, register a company for the purposes of looking for tenders with corporate and business and government. You'll be in for a shock. You'll be prepared to be resilient, because there is no guarantee that you'll get this business unless you have enough capital, for example, of paying for business permit every year, paying for an office where you'll be operating from, paying for staff. Even if you don't have a contract at hand that you're working with or you're working for, but you don't need actually to pay for someone to operate from your office. You can pay for rent, pay for permit, then give yourself at least a year for you to start getting clients or getting business in your company. So I've actually talked about many things. I've talked about banks, I've talked about challenges with Kenya Revenue Authority in doing business in Kenya. And that is it. I think I've talked about most of the things. If you have any question, you can chat with me in the chat section below here. I'll be here to answer any question regarding to whatever that I have talked about in this video. I'll be ready to answer any question. If you're new on my channel, like this video and then subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also take time to visit my website, that is jeptionyo.com. If you have any question that you'd like to ask me, you can visit my website, that is jeptionyo.com, then ask any question there. And also, if you want to know the kind of business that I run, that is TechTube Video Studio, you can Google it, that is TechTube Video Studio, or you can go to the description area. There is a link there. You can click on that link and see the business that I own. With that said, you can now ask any question in the chat section below here, and I'll be able to answer you right now. I have like 4 minutes to answer question. If you have anything, you can share in the chat section below here, and I'll be able to answer. Thank you. I just want, as I wait for any question that one may have with them regarding to doing business in Kenya, I can see the poll. We have 5 votes. On those owning business, we have 40% of you owning a business. We have those who say they don't own a business in Kenya are 60%. I see one question there. Samuel Mbuya, you are saying, what about running an online business? Okay, if you are running an online business for legality, if you want to run a series and scale it to a big, for example, scale it to a big business, I advise you also to legally register a name. Register your business name for legal reasons and for your bank account opening reasons. But now the business permit, I don't think you need that one because you are not looking for tenders in government. And also, if you have already registered your business, I think today they actually understand you can operate from home so long as you are filing you're declaring your returns in the right manner, because at the end of the day, all these challenges that entrepreneurs are going through right now, or business people are going through right now as we speak, is because the government is interested in your money, like your tax. Many people are trying to avoid tax by all means, and they are trying to catch those people who are trying to avoid that. So long as you're doing legitimate business online, then so long as you're filing your return, you're declaring your return, you're declaring your income and filing your returns well. I think the point here, if you're working online, because sometimes the systems that we have online are not actually well integrated with Kenya Revenue Authority tax. What do we call that the table, the tax table. I just advise you to probably that the most important one is the Kenya Revenue Authority. I just want you to go to to call KRA or just check on their website the percentage of tax that you need to pay when you're doing business online. But the best way is to call them, ask them that you do ABCD business online and you wanted to know how much tax you need to pay. Most of the time they advise you to pay TOT, the turnover tax. So You're saying you're a comrade and will filing tax return cost me a lot. No, it doesn't cost you any money. If you're a comrade and you're not actually having the obligation of VAT, obvious you don't have VAT obligation. So at the end of the year, you need only to file your return. I hope you have your own PIN, your personal PIN. So at the end of the year, you need to, if you're using a bank account to transact the money, that is the best place to use, because now after, like at the end of the year, you can call the bank or you can contact the bank to send you the bank statement. And from that bank statement, you can use to file your returns. Like you can compute everything. AI is here with us. Most of the time I use Gemini. I upload the bank statement from January to December. Then I ask it to give me a profit and loss account based on the expenses that I had all through the year. And I make most of the transactions using my mobile phone. And when I transact on my mobile phone, I just indicate that this expense was for probably fuel, this expense was for rent, this expense was reimbursements for probably freelance job that someone did for me, etc., etc. So when you use the AI, you can, if you don't have any like a lot of transactions, you can use AI to give you the P&L account, and now you can file the returns accordingly. You say rent for this year, every month, for that year that you did, you paid rent, for example, of 100,000 Kenya shillings. You spend money on things that are important to you. So at the end of the day, you realize that most of the time, income tax, you don't pay anything, because if you compute, or how do you say, if you calculate your taxes based everything, like if you can calculate your expenses, not taxes, your expenses every year, like you list everything that you spend, food and accommodation, maybe upkeep, things like that, transport and fuel, airtime, admin jobs like advertising. If you are online, you obviously you advertise your business online. You indicate that expense, overhead costs if you have an office, or you rent a place where you're operating your business, etc., etc. So it doesn't cost you anything. But now, if you don't know how to file the returns, I realize that most of the the cybers that we have around, you can get someone there to help you, but you can look for a friend who is an accountant and ask them if they can help you to file a return. Alternatively, you can go to KRA with all the information that you have, and they can help you to file the return. You can tell them you don't know how to file the return, you have the documentation, they can advise you on the way forward. But first, maybe you can approach a friend. Most of the people nowadays know how to file returns. I hope I've answered you the question. I've answered this question that you asked here regarding to doing business in Kenya today. I don't see any further question from anyone here. I don't see any further question. I just want to thank everyone who has joined me in this live broadcast today regarding to doing business in Kenya today. Things that you need to operate legally as a business owner here in Kenya, and the challenges that we go through as small, medium enterprise business owners. The challenges that we go through with the bank, with opening probably bank accounts like the USD bank account, choosing the bank account to register, choosing the bank account to register with it, using a bank account, opening a bank account to operate your business in. So you're saying, I registered my business but got stuck on choosing a bank to register with the business. I advise you to explore. I don't have any much recommendation, but I advise you to explore the banks that you know, starting with the bank that you bank with. For example, if you have a personal bank account with NCPA, if you have a personal bank account with the Diamond Trust Bank, if you have a personal bank account with KCB, I advise you to go to the bank and ask them, tell them that you have a business registered, then I want to open a bank account. Most of the banks right now have the best rates. Make sure that you don't open a bank account with a bank that charges you money to have your account operational every month. Like, some banks will tell you that they charge you 500 Kenya shillings for a business account every month, and that is not reasonable. That is not logical, or how do you say, that does not make sense to me. If you are not making money at the beginning stages of your business, how do you raise the money? For example, the 500 Kenya shillings that they are charging you. So those are the things that you need to look at when you're opening a bank account. But I'm just trying to avoid problems with recommending any bank that I know, because of I just don't want to try to recommend anything. But most of the banks I know are good. Some are difficult, like they have many requirements. They are asking for many things from you in order to open a bank account. But I just have a question for Samuel Mbuya. Is your business a business name or just a limited company? Is it a business name or is it a limited company? I just also want to mention that we have microfinance banks. Those are banks that actually most of the time they don't require much from you when opening a bank account with them. And they are efficient, they will serve you well, so long as you adhere to their rules. But I'm not sure about the microfinance bank accounts, if they can also process payments from the online space. I know major banks will process your payments from anywhere in the world, but now microfinance, I'm not sure. So those are the things that you need to look at when you're trying to open a bank account. So being that I don't see any further question from anyone, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has joined me in this live broadcast. I hope you found this video helpful to you. I hope you found this session insightful and informational. You found the information that I have shared on this video very helpful to you. I just want to wish you the very best as you set up your business, as you build your business locally here in Kenya, as you start up your business, as you fight for your first contract or your first opportunity in the business space, as you fight to find your first clients. I just want to take this opportunity to wish you the very best. May God bless you. May you have the best. May you succeed in what you're trying to do. And if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I just want to request that you subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and have a great time. Have a great week ahead of you. Bye bye and take care. My name is Jeption Mutai. Bye bye.